Little Noah Scion of Paradise is Cygames' first release onto the Nintendo Switch, but the game can also be found on both the PC and PlayStation consoles. Originally released as a mobile entry a few years back, this entry removes all of the usual money-grubby gacha mechanics and replaces it so everything is available to be unlocked in-game in a rather generous fashion. First and foremost, it not offers difficulties, so you can set it to hard if you wish to see a real challenge, or easy and normal to simply have a good time and see all there is to see in the game and a rather interesting story. So old players of the mobile game or new players to this entry can feel comfortable that this entry is not riddled with pay-to-win tactics. The game's story is mostly told through slides and some limited animated scenes, where you're introduced to Noah, a prodigy alchemist who loves to get into danger but is also seeking to find her father at the same time. She finds herself in a mysterious set of floating ruins, only to discover a talking cat who acts as a vessel of some sort to a rather shady mystery. Knowing that she can't turn down a good adventure, she ventures forth to see if there's some sort of connection between the mysterious dungeon and her missing father. It's a story that is not going to win any awards, but I can say that the voice acting is rather top-notch. However, it's all in Japanese and there is no dub. Just of course English subtitles. Mechanically, there's two ways to enjoy this adventure. First, with the town building section, which has you repairing your airship, where essentially every dungeon run takes the format of a roguelike experience, simply to say that you will be journeying into the dungeon over and over to gain better and more rewards, but you also start out with the same base of items, which has you coming back to the hub that will be upgraded the further and further you choose to progress. First, you have the option to spend currency to gain better and better rewards in the next upcoming run, but you also have permanent upgrades to obtain if you wish to invest in the airship repairs. You can get better facilities, more boosters, better production, and a slew of different passive bonuses that the more you invest in them with rewards you get after you finish a run will continue to amass your small fortune and get you better rewards in the aftermath. So each run has you finding plenty of trinkets, accessories, and while also finding lillipups, which are this game's version of assists, which I'll be talking about in a bit. If you happen to die in a specific run, you'll be thrown back to the town and your items will turn into a specific currency that you can invest back into the airship and the town itself. So you can see how the further you progress into a specific dungeon run, the better passive boosters you'll get and the easier exploring gets the further you go. Combat is action-based and side-scrolling in nature. Noah isn't usually attacking enemies by herself. This is where the Lilliputs come in. Essentially, they are the assist or summons that you use and chain together to combine different attacks. They can be anywhere from 1 to 3 stars, and the higher the star, the more valuable their attacks are. You can chain up to 5 of them in total, and once they are used up, they reset back to the first one. So it's a good way to find a setup that you like or find across multiple dungeon runs and set a proper order to focus on either range, close combat, perhaps a specific element or anything of that nature. Lilliputs can also be used as specific skills which are also timer based. You can have 2 of them at any given one time if you spend just a little bit of currency and you build up the town just a little bit, so that's not available right from the get-go. Now do keep in mind that these are the same Lilliputs that you have normally in rotation, but they have a different set of mechanics that they will use a unique skill only available to them. And I really like this set of mechanics where they basically keep every run feeling fresh. Noah herself also has a special that can be unleashed after you take down a certain number of enemies, and dashes and air bursts at her disposal, so you can easily see how fast gameplay is rewarded the more accustomed you get to the mechanics. Bosses feel like big, massive encounters, and taking them down revolves around learning a few basic patterns to avoid taking damage. Health is at a premium early on, so avoidance is key. Enemy variety is also rather good, and there's 4 dungeons to fully explore, but each dungeon has many subsections held within it. So you do have some freedom to choose where to go in the dungeon after you clear all of it, and your next section opens up if you happen to have a key. Exploration is Metroidvania-like in a way without all the hard locks, so there will be some times that you do have to backtrack to find some materials, find the merchant to heal up or spend gold or things of that nature. Little Noah Scion of Paradise is a nice little game that presents an interesting story but quickly shows you that gameplay is key. Removing all of the grimy mobile mechanics makes this console version of the game an easy recommendation for those roguelike fans who are looking for something colorful and flashy to sink their teeth in. Nintendo Sphere gives little Noah Scion of Paradise onto the Nintendo Switch an 8 out of 10. If you're brand new to my channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up, and as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya!